Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will have a little walk around Lake Lansing in Lansing, Michigan. And while I'm doing that, I will discuss 3 examples of tyranny. 2 in the United States of America, that's Lake Lansing over there, and 1 in Romania. The protagonists are the following. 1, Hitlary Clinton, who thinks that, too much freedom needs to be moderated. The other one is John Kerry, the former US Secretary of State and US Senator, and he was the climate czar in the United States of America. And then a situation in Romania where a candidate to the presidency of Romania is banned from running. Her name is Sosoaca, that's her last name. She is part of a party and she's very outspoken. She is banned because why? Don't worry, I have the articles right here in this CC phone. Location. I'm in Hazlet, Michigan. This is Lake Lansing, and I'm going to go around Lake Lansing. Lake Lansing, I did this before as a walk. I do it in about almost 2 hours, maybe 1 hour and a half. It's about 5.5 miles from where I start to where I go back, obviously. I go to Lake Lansing. It's a park over there, but this is another park, Lake Lansing Park South. And there's on the opposite side, that's north, Lake Lansing. The entrance is over there. You need to pay and all that. The same here sometimes, you see that shack. I'm gonna walk towards Lake Lansing. This is a man-made lake. It's not a natural lake. And it has a little dam somewhere where you can, control the water level. Beautiful houses around, expensive, and the taxes are high. Remember, Hazlet, as DeWitt, as Holt, and other little towns surrounding Lansing. So here is Lake Lansing. This is how much it costs. Lake Lansing Park, launch fees if you want to see them, $5 per resident, season 58, resident vehicle parking fees, $3 if you want to enter one time, $35 annual, non-resident $5, and non-resident annual it is $45. Or organized and beautiful. This is a small park with look at beautiful changing colors, and behind me as well I saw some vultures, so I should keep moving. The weather, it's warm, but the wind blows, and that makes everything obviously colder. That's why I have this little thing on me, so it prevents the chilly wind to get me uncomfortable. All right, you have some restrooms here, and we're approaching the Lake Lansing and boat launching pad, is that how we call it? All right, so we have 3 individuals here that we're gonna discuss. 1, John Kerry. John Kerry used to be a senator, if I remember correctly, from Massachusetts. He was married, I don't know if he's still married, with one of the owners of that ketchup, I think, company that makes ketchup called Heinz. So millionaire, billionaire, good for them. But nevertheless, so he was a senator for many years. I think he also was in Vietnam. He fought over there, and after he came from Vietnam, he got involved in politics. Around this lake, it's a bicycle lane, or you can walk. That's the way I'm gonna walk, and you can see a lot of bicyclists are going to surround me. This person doesn't want to be in my video. I'm gonna go here and show you Lake Lansing. I'm gonna make sure that they don't. If you are in public, you expect to be videotaped, and that's legal, including a police officer and so on, unless the police officer is on a mission and he's doing an investigation. Then you don't want to, as they call it, interfere with the investigation. This is Lake Lansing. Over there, where is that? That's the park. I can't really see it of it where my hand is. It's the park, and you can go over there and swim, have some barbecue, how do you call it, picnic and picnic tables, very, very organized. But I went over there a few times, but I don't know, I'm not gonna say more about it. You go over there a few times and no biggie. So what's going on? So we have this guy, Jim Kerry, Jesus Christ. I might make this mistake many times in this video and call John Kerry as Jim Kerry, you know, the actor, from the Canadian actor. And we have Hitlary Clinton. So this Kerry says that the First Amendment stands in front of governing. That is, he would like to push to the side a little bit the First Amendment, or bend it, or maybe infringe it here and there, whenever that works for Mr. Kerry, and make sure that he can accomplish whatever he wants to accomplish, or whomever he wants to, you know, push forward. So that's John Kerry. I have articles from the Russians and from the Americans regarding this. You have to use both, so people will not say, oh well, this is the Russians' interpretations, even though I would quote him. The other garbage here is Hitlary Clinton, another person who was one time elected, and that was I would say, obviously she was supposed to win as a senator from the state of New York. Other than that, she was always appointed, and obviously the wife of Bill Clinton, so she was the first lady for 2 terms. Then she was appointed as a Secretary of State after she was a senator for I don't even know how long, maybe 1 year, 2 years. She didn't do shit. That was just after she got out of White House with her husband, then she was given a job as a senator of New York. She won elections in America. So when they tell me about the Russians' elections, you go over there. She was elected immediately in New York, in the state of New York, as a senator. All right, well, if that was not rigged, Russian elections are rigged. All right, I think hanky-panky happens everywhere, more or less. There's no perfect system. Why? Because it is conducted by imperfect human beings. Animals, I'm sorry, which happens to be human beings in this case. So this is Hillary Clinton, who says that we need moderation. Too much freedom of speech. Moderation. Otherwise, and these are the words, we lose control. Now, the question is, who's we? Who's we? Oh my God, that little horn. So this is the entrance on Lake Lansing Park North in Ingham County, Michigan. Right there. Beautiful. You can go over there and go, how do you call it? Skiing, picnicking, walking, and walk your dog. So hiking. So I'm going to go. This is west, since that it is north. The other one is south. This is west. That's east. I'm going to go all around this beautiful path here. People, civilized, will go around me. Not that I really care. I mean, I come from Romania, where the cars are really getting next to you. Here it's a law that requires motorists to give bicyclists or people like me walking down the street like here, at least 3 feet. That is about 1 meter distance. It's fine with me. I don't care as long as I'm not hit. All right. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna from time to time get into some little neighborhoods that are close to the lake. So let me get my, actually I didn't cover the third one, which is Miss Sosoaca. Miss Sosoaca is a European parliamentarian, and she got elected to be representing her party in the European Parliament. She is called all kind of names. I've been to Romania about 2 months this year. Okay, and I met some people and I asked them about Sosoaca. And when they were about Sosoaca, oh my God, she is an evil person. As far as I remember, she was born in Basarabia. And we're gonna discuss that one as well. I have the Wikipedia page ready for her party called SOS Romania. She was banned from running for office. And just heads up for you. I'm gonna go inside this little neighborhood that goes towards Lake Lansing and then go like this parallel with it. Beautiful houses, expensive houses by the lake. You're gonna see them as I walk. So Miss Sosoaca, the last sentence in her Wikipedia page is something has to do with Zionism and you know who. Now my thing is this in regards to that little last sentence that I'm going to read it for you. I don't want to be assessed as an individual in any country on this planet, maybe aside from a certain area, based on those guys' appreciation. So how I behave regarding, let's say, the frogs. If I mistreat frogs, that should be my value or my representation. So every time I do something and you mention my name, you say, yeah, but Emil is an anti-frog, or he's a, I don't know, frog hater or something. Why do I need to, how do you call it, be measured by that? Look at politicians, and somewhere you're gonna have us be measured by something that we should not give a shit. That's not our problem. But nevertheless, everywhere there is the measure of your value. So Sosoaca, it seems like she stepped on these guys' balls, and now she pays the price. So let me take my glasses first. I'm gonna get rid of these glasses. By the way, I love glasses, and I rarely find the ones I like. And why? Because I'm very peculiar about them. But I usually like the same kind, which are like this here. And I don't think I'm gonna put the earbuds because they do the same with the wind. So when I find some glasses that I really like, I buy about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 pairs, so they can, you know, I wanna make sure that when something happens to them, then I will have a new pair, a new pair ready. In this case, yes, I have about 5 pairs of these kinds. And the ones that I bought in Versailles, France, when I visited, unfortunately I bought only one, and I love them. All right, let's put this back in the little sack right there. I can't stop the video because I'm recording with my phone. All right, let's put this in here. Well, I got ice, baby. And let's get this old man's glasses on, goggles, because I'm old. I need glasses. Close, not far, and then get the CC phone. There is Lake Lansing. Okay, let's see. Trap, tap, 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 tap. See where we are. Okay, good. We are in business and Bișniț, as we say in Romania. Let's start with the beginning. Interesting, right? Okay. Bear with me a second until I go. All right, I got everything right. So I had to do it, this. Okay. This comes from Sputnik, and it is from yesterday, the 6th of October, 2024. Look at those yards. Anyway, I'm gonna try to keep it with my right hand. Look this coordination, baby doll. And see if I can use my retard hand. So we have, but the wind blows from there, probably is gonna hit you over there. You're not gonna hear shit from me. So therefore, move it this way. Sorry. But let's see. Hitlary Clinton says either crack down on social media or we lose total control. There you go. I don't know if you see anything, but that's the way it is. So who's we? Is we the American people? Is it the so-called elites? Is it she and her husband? Is it whatever her name is, Monica Lewinsky? Who's we? Anyway, let's move and see what she says, because she's going to have a lot of things to say. Control over the effective use of the online spaces have proven crucial over the past 2 years' election cycles. That means too much freedom to listen to whomever you want to listen. with a groundswell of pro-Trump memes helping propel the candidate to victory in 2016, and unprecedented censorship of a dramatic story about Hunter Biden by tech companies aiding Joe Biden in his quest for the White House in 2020, according to these guys. Former First Lady, Secretary of State, and presidential candidate Hitlary Clinton has called on social media companies to ramp up the moderation and monitoring of content, that is censorship, on their platforms if the powers that be want to maintain control of the information space. And I'm quoting this hag, and I'm quoting, there should be a lot of things done. She's got many things in store for you and I, baby doll. A lot of things. We should be, I'm still quoting, we should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, and I'm parentheses, of the Telecommunication Act of 1996, which gave, platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be used for the content that it is posted. Clinton said in a surprising, frank interview with CNN on Saturday while promoting her new garbage book. Well, these guys with a platform, social media and platforms, they should be like a phone company. A phone company provides you with services. That is, I can call whomever, I can call a dealer, I can call whomever I want to call. Now, if that call deems illegal or something illegal in the whatever you say in it, that's the job of the police to investigate, not with a telecom or Verizon or whomever, whatever you got, what plan you have on your TV. They don't moderate what you talk on the phone. But you say, well, it's just between you and I. No. People should be allowed to listen to whatever they want, unless there's certain things that are illegal already, and that's about it. Those are, making threats, instigating to violence, which way is it? Like that, front. Instigating to violence, watching certain kind of, porn or, abuse, and that's about it. If you have ideas and the ideas are not popular with some or they're extreme, you should have them over there. And people should be allowed to hear them and make up their minds. Because, if they're baboons, why should it be your baboons? Well, because we need to win. What the hell? We need to win elections. Elections, you know how elections are. Well, let's go to the next one. And she says this, and I'm quoting this hag. But we know how that was an overly simple thing, that if the platforms, whatever it's Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. So they don't lose, just a little bit of control, total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects. No, it's not. It's real harm. It's child porn and threats of violence. No, that should be moderated. That's the police to do it. And if there are some people who watch that, they will be caught as they are because it's illegal. I agree with that. So moderation, she's nothing about that. It's the same argument they make with my body, my choice. Right now, my body, my choice. Can I take a shit here? It's my body, my choice. Can I take a shit here? Or maybe right here. In the middle, like that, squat and take a shit. It's my body, my choice. I have my urge. Well, let's say I'm gonna stick my cock out and walk with my cock just swinging. All right. I'm sorry. Gling, 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 gling. Okay, so it gives you satisfaction. I was swinging. Zoom, zoom. Is that my body, my choice? Why? So this argument the same, and they say, well, they want to ban abortion. That's complicated over there. But when they use the extreme two examples, what about in case of rape and incest? Yeah, 100% ban them. You have an abortion if you want in those scenarios, 100%. But how many are those? Less than 1% in all this abortion garbage. So if you just look at those things, the same she says, child porn, threats of violence. It's illegal already. Those things are illegal already. Beautiful house here, I have to show you. So those things are already illegal. So what the hell is she talking about? She wants to make a point by scaring people, hitting our moral values, and then extending it to her garbage control. Total control, mind you. All right, so she says, things that are terribly dangerous. Yes, they are. That's why we have police. And that's why that's illegal. My problem is that these things will escalate. That is. They're going to escalate. And I'm quoting. We've conducted this big experiment on ourselves, and particularly our kids. Again, she's just... Do you understand that's already illegal? Right? But she already goes back to, in the name of good, the children, leave the kids alone. You are talking about the kids? Let me tell you this. Do you agree, I'm asking Hitlary Clinton, do you agree with, I don't know, homosexual partners to adopt children? Do you agree? I guarantee you she agrees. So, all right, the beak a little bit should be closed regarding that issue. Oh, and I think the evidence is that we've got to do more. All right, Clinton said, praising efforts by some states, including New York and California, to address the quote-unquote problem. Clinton urged national action, end quote, to be taken. That is all over, everywhere, saying that sadly our Congress has been dysfunctional when it comes to addressing these threats to our children. Again, she just goes and tries to muster. It's okay, I'm all for the children, I'm all for that, but it's not going to be only that, because they're thinking about something else, like things that I'm about to say here that I will not say. Why? Because of YouTube. YouTube already moderates this in such a way that I can't say truthful things, not garbage that she talks about, truthful things. Next one. I have this one from AOL. Again, this is from Fox News. Hitlary Clinton says social media companies need to moderate content or, quote unquote, we lose control. If you see it, but there it is, on the bottom, Fox News. So again, that's what it is. Lose total control. Let's see if she says something else. Former Secretary of State Clinton, Michael Smerchkonich, can only guess who that person is. And we can look at the state of California, the state of New York. Those are communist states. What are you talking about? This is one of my favorite locations here when I walk. I walk pretty often this way. And this is a place where the houses are on the other side, right there. And then you have here their boats or their docks, and they stay here. How much this costs, this place here? And not only the cost is one payment, right? If you have cash or something, but how much you pay taxes, I don't want to even think about it. Man-made lake. Usually during the summer here, there's a lot of motorboats and what else. Beautiful. We have fireplaces here. They have over there as well. One of my favorite trees just alone here. And beautiful sun. The good, as in Plato's Republic. All right, so she gives California and New York as good examples. I don't think so. And the article, obviously, how do you call it? This was asphalt lately. There was just paved lately. It was gravel road. Now it's better. You can go with the bike, beautiful, or with the rollerblades. They're gonna quote her exactly like the Sputnik did. And we're gonna go to the next one, which is Mr. John Kerry or Jim Kerry. Which one you want? Switch hands. Jim Kerry, right? And he is, according to Sputnik, First Amendment makes it, and I'm quoting, really hard to govern today. Ex-Secretary of State says, right here. This is you see it? Analysis. It's from Sputnik. I cut that off, unnecessary. You go and see it's from there. So let's see what this baboon is saying, right? It says here, former Democratic presidential candidate John Kerry said the quiet part out loud at the World Economic Forum, somewhere where they come and just let us know little by little what they will do to us. So World Economic Forum event recently, lamenting that the United States constitutional protection of free speech is a quote-unquote major block to stamping out online disinformation. The thing is like this. Before, beautiful tree here. Before we had big operatives, big media, 2, 3, 4, and these guys were making the policy on this United States of America. I'm talking about the TV stations. They were making the policy. They could destroy a politician or they can build one whenever at will. The problem is the genie is out of the, I don't know what you call it, lamp or something, and the genie is out, which is the internet, caused and produced by, some people say CIA, and then it just got out of control, obviously, and I don't like it. Why? Because now you can hear other people telling you or taking pictures of reality. Before you could just go to CNN or something telling you this is what happened, this is what he did, this is what he said, and then you couldn't verify that. The footage they will give it to you was just a footage that was edited, and obviously they were making points. Why? Because they have interest, special interest. Nowadays you can verify it with internet people who really videotape the same event, and you can listen to the same thing, the same event, and you hear what exactly the person said, not Anapur or some baboon coming out and telling you this is what he said, this is what happened. No. Now you can verify. They don't want that to happen. They don't want that to happen. So let me quote this guy. The dislike of the anguish over social media is just growing and growing, said the ex-secretary of state during a panel on green energy. Jesus Christ. And sustainable development. And I'm quoting again, it is part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus. You don't build consensus. If you have consensus, that's tyranny already. You don't build consensus. What do you mean building consensus? That means we all think the same way. So we all have to say that going on the left is good, but not on the right. Some people like it on the right. Some people like it on the left. Like driving a car, for instance. And not only that, I know, blonde women, I might not like brunette women, or maybe I like black women, but I don't like Caucasian women. What's your problem? Where's the consensus? Maybe I don't like women, maybe I like, geese or something. What's your problem? Oh, PETA is gonna show up and find me. Well, if they find me, they should, according to the law, punish me. Not the case, obviously. So, it says here, it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue. So only blondes, only brunettes, only whites, only blacks, or what? Only, Asian? Only Inuit, to be politically correct, not say Eskimo. Which one is it? Anyway, my friends, it's really hard to govern today. This is the statement. If you're gonna see it right there, you can stop and read it at your leisure, at your pace. Next one. There's been a lot of discussion about how you curb those entities to guarantee that you're going to have some accountability of facts. So you're telling me that the media operatives, like the corporate media or the establishment media, they never lied? They never made mistakes? Were they accountable? Yeah, sorry we lied to you. Now you know. Oh, sorry, there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. But hey, we brought democracy in instead. Did we ask them if they want that? No, because we have to build consensus in democracies. You have to build a majority, but not necessarily consensus. And in not a majority, these guys implement all kind of laws or policies regarding, using the bathrooms, if you know what I mean, without asking us. So that's not a consensus. That's pushed on your throat their decision. So where's the consensus? Emil, there is the representative democracy. Oh, thank you very much. With what? Media being owned by some guys, and people like me and others escape this garbage. Then you what? You're gonna moderate us? You're gonna just ban us? Exactly. And they ask for more. And I'm quoting this guy. He continues, and I'm quoting, if people only go to one source, and the source they go to is sick and has an agenda, and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to be able to just hammer it out of existence. So what he says is, don't watch only CNN. Oh no, I'm sorry, CNN is a reliable source. Oh, or only Fox News. Oh, I'm sorry, Fox News is a reliable source. Or MSNBC or BBC. Well, these guys who lied before, and they will in the future. Why? Exactly what this guy says. They have an agenda. And when they have an agenda, they bend the truth. Because why? Because they're owned by special interests that have agendas. You understand? It's very easy, very easy. What agenda do I have an individual? Well, I have my own agenda, which is truth and justice, calling things out when I see people like this one, like tyrants, and they were in the government. Some of them elected. Next one. Kerry is sitting there saying precisely that we need one central source of information that everybody depends on, says explained independent journalist Jim Kavanagh on Sputnik's The Critical Hours program Friday. Well, yeah, because in communism in Romania we had one TV channel called TVR1, Romanian Television 1, because at one point there were Romanian Television 2, and I'm going to tell you how many hours they were broadcasting. TVR1, so the main one, was 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day. And those hours were with Ceausescu and with a plan, 5 years plan and all that. I don't want to gross you out too much here with the antennas. I don't like myself if I have antennas. Let's put it this way. I mean, why? You have to live like a garbage. You have to take care of you. You have to like yourself. Not too much. Remember that song, Never Loved Me the Way I Love Myself? Well, that's exactly what it is. You have to respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you're incapable of respecting others, my friends. Not too much, because that gets into narcissistic love of one another. And unfortunately, these guys are right here in this realm of narcissistic love. All right, so this is what Kavanaugh said. Let's move on. Do we go to John Kerry calls the First Amendment a major block to stopping disinformation. All right, and who's going to stop the big media when they disinform regarding Ukraine war, regarding Russia, regarding many other things? Here is the evidence. This is from Fox News. So this gets me to the point. These guys lose control with free speech. Too much free speech. When you go to a I don't even know how to. I mean, it's easy. Sometimes easy things are hard to explain because you can't believe that you have to explain these things. And I give you this example most of the time. You go to a car dealer. The car dealer will ask you for a price for a car, whatever he is over there, or a realtor is going to ask you for a price. He knows that house is not the price. Ask you want to do it? You want to buy it? You buy it. If you don't, you walk away. That is a lie, because he knows that in the case of new cars, when they are selling them to you, they know that that car is not worth how much they ask, because they know exactly how much it cost when it got out of the assembly line and it was distributed to their dealership. Therefore, they are lying to you. They're not going to tell you how much they paid for it. They ask you usually at least between 1/4 to 1/3 of the price, knowing that you don't know, most likely. That's a lie. Now, do you like doing that? What do? You do your homework. You start reading on internet, you ask people, you read comments regarding that dealership, regarding that kind of car, and you make your homework, you do your homework, and after that you come over there and you deal with them, you negotiate with the guy. He's not gonna lose, you're gonna lose less, but you have the right to walk away or to pick and choose whatever you want. Those are liars. Is that disinformation? It is disinformation. It is hiding the truth. All right, let's go now to Sosoaca. And these guys are people from so-called, I'm gonna go again to a little in towards the lake, go around and get out back to the highway, or whatever this is. It's called Lake Drive over there, and this is Mac Drive. Let me put my goggles, like an old man right there. All right, and let's go to Sosoaca. Let's make a little an introduction on Sosoaca. I went to Romania, as I said, 2 months this year, and some people said, oh, she's crazy, or she's crazy. Why? Mass media. Mass media, whenever they refer to her, she's crazy. I listened to some of her statements that are called controversial. I listened to them, and it makes sense what she says. The problem is that you're not supposed to say that the emperor has no clothes. And she was talking about Ukraine, and over there as here in baboons, if you say something that you're not supposed to, like say, well, maybe the West wanted something to do with Ukraine, you're called pro-Putin and you support Putin, and Putin, as you know, is a tyrant by definition. Well, she said no. Look at these guys here. What are they doing? Oh, he's hiding. Right. So beautiful houses by the lake, and on the other side, right there, Lake Lansing. So I listen to her. That's why I'm saying, that's why these guys want you to prevent you from listening to people that tell you about that, or they play the videos. Go and listen to the videos, my friends. Go and listen to what she says. Watch the video, listen to her. And if you know something about the issue, then you're gonna realize that what she says it straight. She says it's naked, not like, oh my God, you know what? This person is not entirely truthful. No, that person is lying. That's the word she uses. Not, you know, be a little bit diplomatic. Why? You're just raping my country, and I'm supposed to be diplomatic? No, I'm gonna kick you in the balls and kick you out. All right. So let's see what's going on with Miss Sosoaca. So which one? Which side? Here or there? Lake Lansing, right? So since we're in Lake Lansing, let's go and read. I'm going to show you the picture of Miss Sosoaca. Right there. There she is. And this is what I intend to invite her to this program. Pretty soon I'm working on that. As many others, I have a big list. But because I don't have time, or I have time, but I have other things to do as well, then you don't get to them. That's my mistake. So Romania's top court removes, and from the very beginning you find out that she far right. Look at these beautiful little plants. I love these plants. So removes the far right candidate from presidential race. A court? What did she do? Is she a spy? What did she do? She has a felony? I think you can run if you have a felony, don't you? This is not a tree that I like. Certain kind of fir tree. Beautiful tree. All right, so let's see what did she do to deserve that. Bucharest, Romania's top court has removed a pro-Russian far right from the list of presidential candidates. So if you're pro-Russian and far right, is it illegal? You can't run for office unless you're pro, I don't know, NATO and bombs from Pentagon? Apparently. So, all right, for potential from the list of presidential candidates in upcoming elections, prompting concerns about democratic values from candidates across the political spectrum. That will die as many other things die in the media. She's going to be portrayed as a threat on Russia's payroll. Therefore, some baboons that are accepting to be protected by exactly the ones that will fuck up their freedoms, they will say, yeah, thank God you protected me from Sosoaca. She is Vladimir Putin's girlfriend. They said that to her in her face, and she said something in return. They didn't like it. Anyway, European Union and NATO member Romania is due to hold a two-round presidential election on November 24th and December 8th, with parliamentary polls in between. Nearly 20 politicians have officially entered the running, with opinion polls showing voter preference highly fragmented. Oh, those guys don't have only two? They're not democratic. You should have only two options, man. And the rest, you don't hear from them. Like in the United States of America. There's many candidates here, but you don't hear from them. Why? The media doesn't promote them. Why? Because the big two are the ones that are promoted by the big media. Why? Because the big media has shareholders. And the shareholders could be big companies that, how do they say, have interests and agendas. My God, I talked about this. Democratic, here is a Michigan trooper. So nearly 20 politicians. Among them is Diana Sosoaca, leader of SOS Romania, a small ultra-nationalist Eurosceptic opposition party, which surprisingly won 2 seats in the European Parliament in June. Why? Well, because you have Romanians who are obviously extremists, and because they're far right, that's why. Not because the policies implemented by the baboons in charge had people radicalized, if you want to call it that way. Radicalized is they don't agree with these guys' policies anymore. That's why they're called radicals. Not because they are extreme. Extreme to the point, to your agenda. Romania's Constitutional Court met on Saturday, to discuss legal challenges brought against 6 candidates. It rejected 5 but accepted challenges against Sosoaca without explaining its decision. So a court of appointed garbage judges, appointed, politically appointed, corrupted, anyway, and these guys decided that this person, Romanian citizens, should not be a candidate. Why? I'm not gonna tell you. I don't deserve to tell you anything, man. I'm a judge. I'm a god. You don't believe me? Go in a court of law and see how a judge behaves. And I know that from direct experience. And when the doors are closed, it's a different story. So, Sosoaca, who was live on Facebook at the time of the ruling, told her followers, this proves that Americans, quote, then Jews and European Union have plotted to rig the Romanian election before it has begun. End quote. That's what she said, Sosoaca. And I'm quoting at the end. From this moment, we have a clear proof that in Romania, dictatorship and other lack of democracy are being discussed. No, it's not it's not, how did she call it? Tyranny. No, is that how she says? She said clear proof from a dictatorship. It's not dictatorship. It's the United States of America. It's a veneer of democracy that it's covered by the media and the schools and the entertainment and the politicians, and the baboons believe it. I mean, they say it's right there, but it's not there. You just have to look at it. I made a video a few days ago on, and I was in Glen Arbor, Michigan. I made a video, I can't remember when it was, Saturday. And over there I explained what's wrong with the democracy. This is not democracy here. It's not a democratic system. And I explained, go and watch that one. Now, the court typically releases detailed explanation of its ruling at a later date. Okay? Politicians across the political spectrum said the ruling was an unprecedented threat to democratic values. I want to hear what the Americans are saying about that. You know what they're going to say? Defending democracy by banning people from running. That's exactly what happens to Trump. Banning Trump, trying to find something with that guy so we can ban him. But the point is not that necessarily. The point is who counts the votes. Oh, the machines, my bad. All right, so SOS Romania. Let's see what SOS Romania is. Romanian SOS Romania is a far-right political party in Romania that is ideologically right-wing populist, Romanian nationalist, social conservative, and irredentist. That means they want what it was theirs, which is Basarabia, Bucovina, and Insula Șerpilor, the Snake Island. That was given by the then, how do you call her? How should I put it? No, she was a Jewess. Her name is Hannah Robinson, aka Anna Pauker, who was in charge of Romania from 48 to 50 some until Mr. Gheorghe Gheorghiu kicked her in the balls because she's got balls, and she gave it to the Soviet Union because she was appointed over there by Stalin. But that's a different story, right? No, it's not a different story. That's exactly the same thing. With what? These guys are dictating, and they took parts of Romania through ultimatums. Stalin took it in 1940, remember? He told the Romanians, we are going to have half of Moldova, which is Basarabia. We are going to have northern Bucovina. And the Romanians said, some of them said yes, some of them said no, and eventually they got it. Otherwise, the Soviet Union would have invaded Romania. So Romania gave that under the threat of an ultimatum. And after 1945, after the good people won, that remained in the Soviet Union somehow to the bad dude. Why? Because the beautiful West allowed that to happen. And then what happened? After 1991, Insula Șerpilor, the Snake Islands, was given back. It was already taken by Anna Pauker. It was given to the Soviets. She gave it to them. I can't remember the year. 50 some, and after 1991, when Ukraine was formed, that's exactly the word I'm using, with keeping territories from other countries like Poland, like Romania, like Hungary, remember Zakarpattia? Then what happened after that? They didn't give them back. They did not. So it stayed with the big Ukraine that we have today. So then Anna Pauker gave that to the Ukrainians, and after 1990 we have that imbecile president, Emil Constantinescu, who said, yeah, we agree with Ukraine to have those. We don't have any pretensions to those. We don't want them. We don't have any claims. That was illegal because in the constitution, Romanian constitution says clearly that the president cannot make this decision. It has to be made by the country, not by an elected official. So therefore, it was illegal. But he did it so we can be conquered by NATO and the European Union. That was how it was, and nobody said anything about it. So she says right now, well, we need those back. That's called irredentism. Like, for instance, the Hungarians want part of Transylvania, saying Transylvania is ours. Even though Transylvania, most of its hundreds of years that it was an autonomous part, country, however you want to call it. Because Hungary is Austria-Hungary for about, what, 80 years or something, not even 60 years? But anyway, that's a different story. And then it was the Treaty of Versailles, right? That these guys were lost it after the First World War, and then that's it. They want it back. They fight for that. So let me go to the last sentence here. Okay, and it says the party's president, Diana Sosoaca, was accused of promoting anti-Zionist and anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. And that's it. That's the end of the freaking. Go and watch her page, my friends. So this is the guys who want to protect us are like again, the lake is over there. The ones who want to protect us from us are exactly, the put in charge of the chicken coop, a fox or many. And we have these guys like Kerry, and not only, right? And they want to limit it because why? They need to protect, otherwise we lose total control. Who's we? Always think about it. When someone says we, or we know, or we did, who's we? We're gonna help us, freedom and democracy, and we protect democracy. Who's we? We protect democracy. All of us? How do you protect democracy? Anyway, they are the self-appointed protectors of things. That's the way they think. And now you have all this, out there, and you have the possibility. Let's say before, you didn't have access to Sputnik. You didn't have access. You couldn't read the paper. Let's say Sputnik. I can't remember how long Sputnik is as a media, Russian media outlet. But I'm just saying, before the internet, you couldn't hear the other countries were telling you about the International Economic Forum or whatever the garbage is, where John Kerry made his stupid but truthful remarks. I appreciate if someone is an asshole, but truthful is better than be an asshole and trying to be, you know what, I'm actually a good guy. So at least this guy tells you, I don't think he meant it, but nevertheless, but before, without the internet, you wouldn't have heard this, even though Fox News made an article on that as well, and Sputnik. But if Fox News did it, do you think just because why? Because they're good people? No, they're not good people. They're good and bad, as everybody else. But with this, you hear things. Go and read other Western media, or not even Western media. Read anything you can get. For instance, the Chinese media, Indian media, Middle Eastern media, any media, and you're gonna find out things that these guys are not telling you. Do you think that the news that, let's say you watch CNN, you go now and at 9 o'clock or whatever, they have the garbage so-called news, they come over there and they tell you a few things about this and that, and they give you, I don't know, 10 stories. Do you think those are the only stories on this planet? And another thing, do you think that those stories are the most important stories that they are? Someone picked them based on what? On an agenda. They think that that's important for you to know. When was the last time when you heard about, let's say, the flux of illegal immigration with videos showing you every day, the media, what's going on at our border? Zip it. They just give you from time to time, so you can't, people a little bit with more attention, accuse them of being, as they are. But other than that, they don't tell you that. They don't tell you how the money is made in United States of America. They don't tell you. They tell you about how much money they give Ukraine. But who gives that money? How do we make that money? Out of whom? What are the consequences for our countries? They don't tell you that. Why is that? Because they have an agenda. They have an agenda. So with Kerry saying that, oh, we lost control, that was Hitlary Clinton or the other one, that you can't do it because of the First Amendment. It's all about trying to stop the flux of information. This, and better and worse. We have laws for certain things, 3 to 4 things. We do everything else, just fine. But somehow other people try to build a consensus by eliminating alternative voices. We make mistakes, they make mistakes, we all make mistakes. When I say accountability, shouldn't have been those big media corporations during the, let's say, illegal bombardment of Yugoslavia from 1999 should have been banned, closed. What should have happened with those lies? What should have happened with the lies in an Iraq war and the bombardment of Afghanistan and Iraq, and then Libya? What should have happened to those guys? So you're telling me that those guys are still right now and people are still watching them? How baboonish those people must be to watch again those guys who lied to them so many times. Factually, you can verify their lies. And they're still there, and they still take their news from that. It's like husband and wife, not even husband and wife, because it's a different story. But someone tells you stories and lies to you. Are you gonna listen for that guy to tell you what is best for you or what is the reality? I mean, this is imbecilic. That tells you what? That we have a system, very controlled system, that lost some control of their propaganda, of their narrative, and they are agitated. Why? Because it seems like people is like a snowball, grows and grows and grows, and they can't let it grow. Why? Because they know that they have a house of cards and that the emperor has no clothes many times before. So yeah, they should. If I make mistakes here and I say things that are untrue or I claim or something else, YouTube will fuck me up immediately. 2-3 strikes and you're out. But CNN, these guys are still there, and that's the most trusted news media, whatever. Is that their motto? I mean, look at New York Times, look at Washington Post, look at Wall Street Journal. These guys are lying by omission, many times lied before. Remember, and the government. Why would you trust the government? Why would you trust that? Did they lie to you? Of course they did. They even invaded and bombarded, killed millions of people based on lies. Gulf of Tonkin was based on a lie by the Pentagon. The Pentagon made a lie, created a story that an American vessel positioned, located in the Gulf of Tonkin by Vietnam, at that time the United States was not officially involved in bringing democracy and stopping communism because of the domino effect or domino theory that if Vietnam falls, oh my God, the whole world is going to be communist. There was not that. There were many other things. They need a strategic place in the area, Indochina, right? The same with Korea. China just turned communist a few years before Korea, and they were not so. Why didn't they invade China? Oh, they did. Oh, my bad. When Mao Zedong was still around. So, my friends, they lied with the Gulf of Tonkin. They said that our vessels were attacked in the high seas. That's a declaration of war. We should destroy these guys. And that's how we officially destroyed that. And then in the meantime, there was not only Vietnam. Remember, it was Laos as well. And it was Cambodia. Cambodia and Laos were bombarded illegally without telling the baboons. Why? Because the mass media that knew about it were told by these guys, no, shush, wait. And they didn't open their mouth. Now internet could have helped you then to find out these guys are lying, not hiding the truth, but they didn't. So spare me this kind of media. And this was with the Mockingbird, the Operation Mockingbird, the infiltration of the mass media by intelligence. Remember that one? Do you think that stopped? Go and see how many people over there in so-called, how do you call it, corporate media, because that's what it is, legacy media. Here I'm gonna get, this is a part on the park, Lake Lansing Park, the main one, and here is Lake Lansing. I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna finish this up. I mean, I wanted to go close to show you this little park here. So how many times these guys lied? We're in the cahoots many times, but you still have people listening and watching CNN day and night, man. And then when you say something, they dare to use CNN as why would they lie? And you say, how old are you? 80? Yeah. Fuck, you've been an imbecile for 80 years, that means. Or who knows for how, you have to change. As I said, we all make mistakes, I understand, but I don't think in the case of mass media there are mistakes. I think that there are, sometimes I would say 0. some percent, I don't have a study to tell you exactly how many mistakes they've made, but from what I see, mostly they are either hiding the truth as by omission, and they make a point by that, or simply they lie. They simply lie. Yes, because why did they attack us? Because they hate our freedoms. That was the story of the September 11. We all knew it was not the case. It was not the case. It was probably because, I'm using probably just to be nice, our involvement in the Middle East in supporting and financing and all that certain kind of entity over there. But hey, you couldn't say that. It was politically incorrect, and that was the narrative over and over again. And those guys are still watched. Can you believe that? But if I say something here that's not true, 3 strikes out, Emil. It's okay. There are many other platforms that will be bought probably by these guys, and then I'm out over there too, and out over there too, and out over there too. This is what these lovers of democracy want to do, have in store for us. We should not let that happen. Should not let that happen. So picnic tables, places where you can eat. I just passed by one. Just to and here is Lake Lansing. It's a little beach here. It's a little bar, restaurant across. Beautiful. With some seafood. A good atmosphere. I'm not gonna go by it, but I mean, if you stay with me, you're gonna see it. Otherwise, bye-bye, right? Or goodbye. How is it? So here we have Lake Lansing. I'm gonna go over this dock, and it's clean. Not clean. I'm sorry. Clear. The lake is clear, and the how do you call that? Like the dam that monitors the height. Not monitors, but tired. It seems like controls the level of the water is somewhere over there. So here is Lake Lansing. You can go fishing here. There's some little. And here is the beach, right along that. It used to be sand, but somehow they raised the level or something, and it's not a global warming or anything like that. The sidewalk is by the lake, by the water right now. It hasn't been like this. It used to be a little bit of sand over there. Here, fish, right? You can see a little fish in the water, like this big. But where you have small fish, it means you have big fish as well. Oh, we have rules: no climbing, jumping, diving, or swimming from dock. Why? Safety first. And you got a lawyer who's gonna sue you. Jesus Christ. Fishing allowed in designated area because it's the land of the free. No smoking, vaping, or alcohol on dock or in a park. And they talk about land of the free. No bikes. No overnight boat mooring. Dogs must be on a 6-foot leash. That's what, 2 meters. In owner's control. Park closes half an hour after sunset. All right, let me do a 360 here. Let's start with where I started. And I started over there somewhere. So I walked, and I went around, and I got to the park here, and from the park I'm going to continue for about another hour. Oh, maybe I move away from the water in case it's frozen. That's the park, all that, and it's a marsh over there, a swamp right there, and then you have another swamp after those houses. The swamp is the other side, and there is where I started this journey, this walk. All right, my friends, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.